Coming up on UCF Nightly News, President Donald Trump is in Orlando to speak on school choice. We'll give you a live update about his visit to St. Andrew's Catholic School in Pine Hills.
Plus, meet a woman engineer turning on the power for women in STEM. Find out how she represents her organization as the only female executive board member.
And see how light beams are replacing blood tests with this new technology from UCF researchers.
In sports, the Orlando City Lions are back on the prowl for their season opener. We'll show you how they're preparing for their opening game.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Samantha McCullum.
And I'm Talia Blake. Today is Friday, March 3rd, 2017.
President Donald Trump is moments away from speaking at St. Andrew's Catholic School in Pine Hills neighborhood.
A crowd, including protesters, is already gathering outside waiting for the president. Nightly News reporter Barmel Lyons joins us live outside. Barmel, what's it looking like out there?
Definitely. Reporting live in the heart of Pine Hills. We are located at the intersection of West Colonial and Hastings Street, where we are awaiting the arrival of President Donald Trump. A lot of people are wondering why Orlando and why St. Andrew's Catholic School. But people say that it all comes down to a matter of school choice in the Florida Tax Credit Scholarship. Tax credit scholarships are funded by nonprofit organizations such as SetUp. SetUp has helped about 300 low-income Florida students get $6,000 annually. Now that Trump is here in the Orlando community, residents are taking this as an opportunity to make their voices heard.
This community at large has, over the past 60 days, we've been open to be an open bloodbath. We've been marginalized by the press, sensationalized. So there are a lot of things that are going on here, and unfortunately, Mr. Trump's presence has not given us any feeling of credibility. It's that again, that feeling of being isolated.
The White House is calling this a listening session. Some Hillary supporters also are holding signs on the side of the street. Definitely. So we're here right outside. There's so many protesters lined on the sidewalks. I mean, the tension is electric out here. We have Republican parties as well as Democrat parties out here, all going back and forth, saying either this is wrong or this is right for school choice. We also have the Teachers Association out here saying this is not what needs to happen, but then the Republican Party is saying that it is. It's good to have a choice, as they have said. We've been out here since 9:30 a.m. and more people keep lining up. We have the Orlando Police Department all out here, as well as Secret Service lined on Hastings streets, awaiting the arrival of President Donald Trump. He's supposed to be arriving at 1:30. So we are all still waiting. Right now, it is currently 1:38. We're still waiting on that. But all in all, the tension is high. I mean, people keep on lining up. We had people saying, right now we're still waiting on him. We'll keep you updated. Stay tuned to our Facebook where you can see live updates. All in all, have a great day. This is Barmel Lyons in Pine Hill reporting live. Barmel Nightly News.
Thanks, Barmel. President Donald Trump is moments away from speaking on Florida's school choice program. Nightly News looked into how the public and private school experience affected two UCF students.
Florida actually is one of the leaders in the school choice movement.
UCF sophomore Lorenzo Fernandez grew up in private schools. He says having classmates that went on to Ivy League colleges pushed him to study harder.
Being around them kind of forces you to be smarter, and also making those connections with them. But there are also kids that don't take advantage of the private school system and kind of abuse it.
UCF freshman Haley Pilley couldn't imagine going anywhere other than her local public school. She says she loves the diversity it brought her.
That's where I met my best friends. I don't think I'd give up going to a public school just to go to a private school, which honestly, in my opinion, this might sound mean, but it's like a bunch of like rich, snobby people based on the people that I've met, and like, I don't know, public school is just the best.
Private School Review says the average private elementary school in Orlando costs a little over $6,000 a year, which breaks down to about $17 per day. For high school students, add another $10 onto that for an average of $10,000 per year. Associate Professor Aubrey Jewett says Republicans say private schools need more competition with public schools.
And particularly for poor students, because if you're middle class or upper middle class, you can afford to move to a neighborhood that has a good school. But if you're poor, you're kind of stuck. You might be able to move somewhere, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you can be able to afford to live in an area that has a good school district.
Although the choice was made for them, both Pilley and Fernandez agree that they wouldn't change their experiences. Trump spent the majority of last month here in the Sunshine State and will be in Mar-a-Lago tomorrow after his visit today in Orlando.
The president has not released a new immigration plan, leaving questions about the new policies up in the air. Because of this, UCF held an immigration panel for students with questions about their futures. Immigration lawyers from the Hispanic Bar Association were on hand to help students that will be affected by this new policies. The American Civil Liberties Union was also there to ensure immigrant students know their rights. Najami Law immigration attorney Shazad Ahim says that immigrant students now more than ever have to be careful.
It's ever more important to make sure that they maintain their status, comply with all of the requirements of their status, because if there's anything that goes wrong, then DHS can come knocking on their door.
Students and faculty discuss steps for change in the community. For more information on where you can find events like this, visit the Office of Diversity and Inclusion.
It's Women's History Month, and the U.S. Department for Professional Employees 2017 fact sheet says women are still the minority in them. Nightly News reporter Courtney Jacobazzi met up with one UCF student who says she hopes to break the statistic.
Yeah. Like for that. Right.
University of Central Florida Industrial Engineering major Jennifer Sawicki is currently the only woman on the Industrial Engineering Honor Society Executive Board. Sawicki says through her leadership, she hopes to program the minds of female members to follow her lead.
I feel it's incredibly important to have that ability to inspire people, because I think everybody needs that inspiration to know that they can follow their dreams.
Head to the engineering building and it's clear that women are the minority. Sawicki says this doesn't intimidate her, but rather it makes her feel honored.
I feel honored to be in a field that very few women have had the opportunity or have felt like they could be in this field.
Vice President of the Honor Society, Max Minderman, says Sawicki does not let her gender affect her ability to lead.
I think she performs her role better than anybody, regardless of their gender.
And when it comes to women in STEM fields taking on leadership roles, one UCF engineering professor advises them not to keep the power off, but rather turn it on.
Do it. Do it. I think so often women don't enter STEM fields because they don't know just how exciting and fun they are. When people tell me STEM is boring, I say, you have got to be kidding me.
According to a timeline in the UCF Harris Corporation building, it is clear men have dominated the feats in STEM for decades. But now Sawicki is firing her circuits to change the trend of time. Reporting from the University of Central Florida, Courtney Jacobazzi, UCF Nightly News.
To find out more about the Industrial Engineers Fraternity, message Jennifer through the link to her email on the Alpha Pi Mu website.
The city of Orlando is honoring President John Hitt and his wife Martha with their very own day. Mayor Buddy Dyer declared March 1st as President John C. and Miss Martha Hitt Day. The mayor tweeted this photo of him and Hitt holding the proclamation, saying he's thankful to honor the university's president. This comes at the heels of Hitt's 25th anniversary at UCF. Hitt thanked his staff for helping students achieve their dreams. He also mentioned that the past 25 years have flown by. And it's a beautiful day outside today.
A little bit of a cooler start than we've had in the past few days. Nightly News reporter Cami Hernandez is outside the studio. And Cami, are we expecting any rain today?
Yes, guys, well, fortunately, we're not going to be seeing any rain today, and for that matter, throughout the whole weekend. It's actually very windy. I don't see any, actually, I spot a couple, clouds in the sky, but it is very sunny out here. It is an absolutely gorgeous Friday afternoon. Today, we're actually going to feel a little cooler at night, so it's going to be absolutely gorgeous as well. It's finally feeling like spring and, not like summer type of thing like that. So let's take a quick look at, the weather forecast right now, what it feels like. It is currently 73 degrees with the winds blowing from the northeast with a speed of 15 miles per hour, which currently will make it feel a little cooler throughout the day, but there is no chance of rain, as I mentioned before, and so definitely it's going to be lovely. It is a weather that you can just explore and enjoy outside, hanging out outside on the beach with your friends, having a picnic, getting some vitamin D, whatever it is that you guys want to do, definitely spend it outside. It is a Friday, it's the beginning of the weekend. You will be able to just do so much. This week we've seen a lot of rain, we've been able to see not a lot of sun, and finally the Sunshine State is shining out here, so definitely getting its reputation back. So it is great. So just make sure you stand and hang in tight. I'm gonna bring back to you later in the show a whole entire forecast for the 5-day week. So I'm gonna take it back to you guys right now. But also I want to mention that I'm just gonna take it back and then show you guys later.
Thank you, Cami. Coming up next on UCF Nightly News, a battle in the student union. We'll tell you who came out victorious.
Plus, digital grids will be taking over in a new UCF engineering lab. We'll show you how it'll benefit students in the long run next.
UCF professors and students have invented a way to use light beams that may replace blood tests during heart surgery. This new technology continuously monitors a surgical patient's blood, giving doctors a real-time status during life or death operations. The monitor uses an optical fiber beam of light through patient's blood. Researchers believe it could replace the need for doctors to wait for patient's blood to be tested.
Basically, what we do is give a measurement of the complex system dynamics, meaning blood-based coelastic properties in real time during open heart surgeries.
Over the past year, the monitor has been tested successfully during cardiac surgeries on 10 kids at Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children. The results of the test were recently published in the journal Nature Biomedical Engineering, and a larger study is in the works.
A new study shows college students may take longer to recover from concussions than the average person. Reporter Victoria Q looked into how daily life may actually delay recovery.
UCF student James McDonald is still recovering from his last concussion that he suffered in a rugby match.
I was at rugby practice. I came in too high on a tackle. I thought it wasn't going to come towards me, and I fell backwards and broke my fall with my head.
The national average recovery time is 7 to 14 days, but research shows students may need more than 28. But 15 months later, James is still feeling the side effects.
I was a 4.0 student in high school. I came into college on an academic scholarship in the UCF Honors College. Because of the 2 semesters that followed the concussion, I am now not in the Honors College anymore, and for the first time in my life, I got a D and an F.
According to UCF Health Services Dr. Douglas Moiser, simply staying out of the hot sun can help prevent worsening symptoms.
So the things that we try to avoid, especially here at the University of Central Florida, is number 1, getting out in the hot sun. All right, it isn't that they have to hide out, but they have to avoid that stimulation because that tends to cause prolonged symptoms.
15 months after the fact, McDonald still finds it hard to watch his rugby teammates battle.
It hurts not being able to be out there with my friends and my brothers. After going through 2 years of hard training and putting in a lot of work and then having it taken away from you, it was hard.
McDonald says he continues to see a neurologist and hopes his ability to retain information will return. Reporting in Orlando, Victoria Q, UCF Nightly News.
Ms. Sears says it's critical students seek medical attention after a possible concussion. Students can visit health professionals on campus inside the Students Health Services building.
UCF and global technology giant Siemens are launching a new academic partnership to help Florida train the next generation of engineers. Provost Dale Whitaker kicked off the powering of the Innovation Lab with a panel discussion. Community, business, and academic leaders discussed how to advance the power industry. Smart Grid North America President Michael Carlson says this is an industry that is looking like needing 1.5 million new hires by 2030.
And we want to, in partnership with UCF, put UCF on the map of being the first place to start in the pursuit of those new hires in the industry.
Through a real-world environment and hands-on experience, the purpose of the Innovation Lab is to train the next generation of engineers to help better America's energy grid.
One UCF student is taking matters into her own hands by starting a petition about automated external defibrillators on campus. UCF student Shelby Graves is presenting the petition to the Board of Trustees to include AED's locations on professors' syllabus. An incident on campus last year where a student died from intense cardiac arrest inspired Graves to start the petition. Graves will give the signatures to the Board of Trustees at its next meeting on March 17th.
Coming up next, we'll be looking on the bright side this weekend in the Sunshine State. Cami Hernandez will have your weather forecast for your week ahead.
Plus, UCF will be unveiling their newest wall in the West Art District. We'll give you a sneak peek after the break. The student union rocked out for a good cause as local musicians came together to compete in a battle of the bands. The Campus Activities Board and Nighthon collaborated for the first time ever to host a music contest in the Pegasus Ballroom. Local musicians showcased their talents in the hopes of performing at Nighthon in early April. For Avant Garbage drummer Kevin Friedman, he is as excited for this opportunity as the next person.
This is the first Battle of Bands we've ever done, so we're excited for it to be a part of our school, and to have so many people out here doing this. This is a really cool first Battle of the Bands for us, so feel good. It was a good time. I had a lot of fun.
Judges gave scores to each band based on song selection, stage presence, and audience reaction. The two bands with the highest scores will move on to perform at this year's Nighthon. Friedman and the rest of Avant Garbage will be one of them.
The University of Central Florida is unveiling a new wall at the West Art District this Sunday. UCF students and staff collaborated on the mural. The West Art District will hold an open house when the new soccer stadium opens on Sunday. Spectators can go see the wall from noon to 7 p.m. There will also be food trucks and live music. UCF says the new West Art Wall District will embrace and showcase the culture and community as the future home of UCF downtown.
It was really cool this morning, but it looks like the sun's coming out for the rest of the week. Cami Hernandez is outside to give us a live update on your weather forecast. Cami, how's it feeling out there?
Is she live? Go. Hey guys, so let's take a quick look at our map and see what's going on in our state, across the state. With looking at the temperatures right now, Tallahassee is 71, Jacksonville is 66, Orlando is 73, Miami with 77, pretty hot out there, and Tampa with 76. But what I really want to talk about is the low temperature that we'll be reaching tonight. In the evening hours, we'll be seeing temperatures all across the state, very cool. So let's see, Tallahassee with 37, Jacksonville with 46, Orlando with 51, Miami with 69, and Tampa with 50. According to the National Weather Service, we are also under a wind advisory until 7 p.m. They're saying that there are winds that are passing out around us up to 30 miles per hour, which will make it even chillier for tonight. And then, I just want to go ahead and give you guys the weather forecast for the next 5 days. Starting this week, on Saturday, Sunday, you're going to see beautiful weather. You're going to see 74s and 75s with low temperatures. And then you guys can see the rest right here on screen. Back to you guys.
Coming up in your sports news, Orlando City hits the ground running for their season opener. We'll tell you how they are preparing for the first game of the season.
Plus, the UCF's baseball team went over to Gator Country to take on the number 2 ranked team UF. Find out if they were able to avoid the chomps of the Gators next.
afternoon, Knights. I'm Leah Fernandez with your UCF News on Sports. Swinging over to baseball, we have UCF's rally fell short at UF Tuesday, giving new coach Greg Lovelady his first loss of the season. But the Knights got their revenge the next night when UF came to our field. The boys started strong at the plate. Eli Putnam, first batter of the night, pulled out a triple to right center. And sophomore Kyle Marsh ripped a pair of doubles and a home run, leading UCF over Florida 11-2. And sophomore Kyle Marsh is proud of the outcome.
I think it's just a mindset. We cleared it from last night, and it was a brand new day, and we wanted to come out, like I said, and prove ourselves, and I think we did a pretty good job of doing that.
UCF showed number 2 ranked UF that they can compete, and they're bringing that fire back tonight as they take on Stony Brook at home at 6:30. Orlando City Soccer Club begins its 2017 season this Sunday against New York City FC. The Lions hope to improve after missing the playoffs in their first 2 seasons. Last season, the Lions barely missed the out of the 6th and final spot in Eastern Conference. Striker Kyle Lauren and captain Ricardo Kaká led the city's lethal attack. In the back of the Lions' return, one of the best goalkeepers in MLS is Joe Bendik. Last season, Bendik finished second in MLS with 114 saves. The Lions recently added striker Giles Barnes from the Vancouver Whitecaps. The march will be nationally televised and Sunday at 5 p.m. on ESPN. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you for tuning in.
And remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website, nightlynews.ucf.edu. Thanks for watching and have a good day.